Hello everyone. Respiration. It is the basic characteristic of all living organisms that differentiate them from the non-living ones. Is breathing same or synonymous with respiration? The living world is having enormously vast number of organisms which are classified under different groups. Is the process of respiration same in all groups? Our body itself is very well organized and complicated as compared to other animal groups. How the commencement and completion of respiration happens inside our body? What are the different structures responsible for respiration in different animal groups? So we are going to discuss about the answers to these questions in this video. So keep watching till the end to find them out. Let's get started. Breathing and respiration. Part 1. Let's find out the differences between breathing and respiration, anaerobic respiration and aerobic respiration, external respiration and internal respiration, and the animal groups with their respiratory structures. Number 1. Differences between breathing and respiration. Although respiration and breathing are misunderstood to be similar, they are quite different from each other. Let's understand them in a comparative way. Breathing is simply the intake of fresh air, that is inspiration, and removal of foul air, that is expiration. On the other hand, respiration is the oxidation of assimilated food to form carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Breathing is a physical process. It involves only inspiration or inflow of air and outflow of air, while respiration is a biochemical process. It involves breaking down of glucose, that is an organic compound inside the body. For breathing, no energy is released or produced. It is only utilized. And respiration is fully energy generating process, means respiration generates a great amount of energy in the form of ATP and energy rich molecule in terms of biology. Its full form is adenosine triphosphate. Breathing is an extracellular process, that is, no cells are involved in this process, only the organs, related organs are involved. And respiration is an intracellular process. It takes place inside the cells with the participation of different cell organelles. Being extracellular, breathing requires no enzyme, while respiration is totally an enzyme dependent process, which are means the enzymes which are present inside the cells. Number 2. Differences between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Respiration is the process by which energy is produced from the assimilated food that have reached to the cells after digestion, that is glucose molecules. When it takes place in the presence of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration, while in the absence, if it takes place, it is called anaerobic respiration. So, for anaerobic respiration, oxygen is not required, while for aerobic respiration, oxygen is required. Carbon dioxide may or may not be released in the process of anaerobic respiration because oxygen is not used here. But when oxygen is used, carbon dioxide is always released as a byproduct of the aerobic respiration. Glucose molecules are not completely degraded in the process of anaerobic respiration. But aerobic respiration oxidizes glucose molecules completely into carbon dioxide. Because of partial degradation of glucose molecules, less energy is produced in the form of ATP after anaerobic respiration, but after aerobic respiration, much more energy is produced in the form of ATP molecules. The anaerobic respiration takes place only in the cytoplasm. Okay, only in the cytoplasm of the cell, the anaerobic respiration takes place. But aerobic respiration can take place both in the cytoplasm and mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell because it produces more energy in the form of ATP molecules because it takes part in the aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the bacterial cell, yeast cells, muscle tissue, mammalian, RBC, and aerobic respiration takes place in most plant cells and animal cells. Number 3. Differences between external respiration and internal respiration. Now, let's compare external respiration with internal respiration. External respiration refers to the collection of oxygen from the environment and supply of the same to each living cell of the body, while internal respiration is the utilization of the oxygen that is supplied to each cell for the production of energy. External respiration involves a number of physical processes like diffusion, transportation, etc., while internal respiration is a physiochemical process. That means a number of chemical processes are involved for the production of energy. External respiration occurs in a respiratory system and a transporting medium, that may be blood or tissue fluid, is required. And internal respiration occurs in the cytoplasm and mitochondria of each and every living cell of the body. That is, external respiration is extracellular while internal respiration is intracellular. Gaseous exchange between oxygen of the surrounding, that may be air or water, and carbon dioxide of blood takes place during external respiration. And for internal respiration, gaseous exchange takes place between oxygen of blood and carbon dioxide of cells. External respiration does not oxidize any food or any organic matter, while internal respiration oxidizes the glucose available and energy is produced in the form of ATP. And number 4 is about different animal groups and their respiratory structures. Summary of respiratory structures in different animal groups. The animal kingdom is so vast and hence is classified into different animal groups. The grouping is done in such a way that the animals have more similarities with their group members. In accordance with their structural complexities, they have been well adapted to their environmental conditions, and so different groups of animals possess different respiratory structures. The simplest of all animals are protozoans. Those are single-celled animals or animalcules. They are amoeba. This is the amoeba. They respire through their plasma membrane by the process of simple diffusion. Little complex structure is sponge or cycon. This is the structure. They also respire through their plasma membrane of each cell they are having in their body. Then Cnidaria. Example is Hydra. They respire through their body surface. Platyhelminths. They are having two forms. One is free living, for example Planaria. Another one is parasitic form, that is tapeworm. The free living form respires through their body surface and the parasitic form respires by anaerobic respiration, because inside the body where it lives, it will be not able to get oxygen. That's why it respires anaerobically for its survival. Next, nemathelminths, they are roundworms. Free living form is Rhabditis. This is that. And it respires through its body surface. Parasitic form is Ascaris. It respires through or via anaerobic respiration. Annelids. Annelids are earthworms. They respire through their skin. That is called cutaneous respiration. Arthropods are the largest animal phylum of the animal kingdom. The prawns, crayfish, they can respire through their gills because they are aquatic. Insects, centipedes, millipedes, etc. they respire through their tracheae. Scorpions, spiders, etc. they respire through their book lungs. King crab respires through its book gills. Next phylum is mollusk. One is Unio. This is Unio. It respires through its two ctenidia, that is gills. Phyla respires through its one ctenidium and one pulmonary sac. Echinoderms or starfish, they respire through their dermal branchiae and tube feet. This is starfish. It is called fish, but it is not a true fish. Hemichordata or Balanoglossus, for example, it respires through its pharyngeal wall. It is also called tongue worm. Chordata, the most advanced animal phylum in the animal kingdom. The Urochordata, for example Herdmania, respires through its pharyngeal wall. Cephalochordata or Branchiostoma respires through its pharyngeal wall as well. This is Branchiostoma. The most advanced of all the animal kingdom are Vertebrata. One is cyclostomes or fish. They respire through their gills because they are purely aquatic. Amphibians, they lead their life in both land and water. They respire through their skin, buccopharyngeal lining and lungs. This is frog. Reptiles, birds and mammals are the most advanced of all the Chordata phylum. They respire through their lungs. As they are highly advanced, they are having the most advanced structures as well. That's all for now. In my next video, we will be discussing about respiration in human beings, the structures. Thank you.